We're not live. Oh,
We are.
we're live now.
Yes. Hello, sweet summer fam. We're back with another episode of Direwolf City. Ara is not here with us today. She's on vacay. But she will be in the chat. As you guys know, we're doing Euron. Now, if you've been here since we started Direwolf City, then you know that we did actually do a Euron collab with
The usual
the
suspects.
usual suspects, which is Teflon TV, Bridge 4, and Feel the Issues Guy. And that collab is on Tony Teflon's channel. And today we're going to be talking about Euron, all things Euron. And I have a super chat to start off the stream, and it's from Didelphi Morphia. What a welcome ending to a long, hard week. Thank you, team. Do you think Euron will marry Cersei or Dany in the books? I have heard both theories. So, me personally, I don't think he's marrying anybody.
I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to.
I
Yeah.
think that he'll certainly have an alliance with Cersei. And it might, there's a great possibility that it could be a sexual relationship. You know, it's book Cersei we're talking about after
Right.
all. And Moonboy for all we know.
And Book Euron. They both like to live it up.
Yes.
Yeah, but the last we've heard Cersei reference Euron, and she was like, I'd rather die than crawl in bed with those miserable squid. That sorry pack of miserable squids.
Yeah, but think about it. You know how sometimes in GRRM's books, the characters tend to speak words ironically into certain things. So that could really, really lead into, like, if she has a sexual relationship with him and he does end up being the Valonqar and he strangles her. I'm just saying, and that's the tea.
That's what I think, though. We're going to talk about the Valonqar, but we have some other super chats. So no, Mandy, what do you think about?
I think that they are going to have an alliance. I think that it will probably be sexual, but I don't think they'll be married. I don't see Cersei marrying anyone else.
Edric Storm wants to know what you're smiling at, Gray.
Oh, what? Next super chat. Next super chat. Oh my god. So we have another super chat from John Lang. Thank you for the super chat. I was promised shade of the evening. # plug the book club. Yes, they have a book club. Mandy, what's the dates on that?
Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays. We have already made our way through the entire collection of the extended universe books, like Fire and Blood and A World of Ice and Fire and the Dunk and Egg series. And we are plugging away at the main series, hoping to be done probably sometime early 2022.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that Winds will be out.
So if you want to join my Discord book club that meets on those days Mandy said,
Mondays and Thursdays.
It will be in the chat.
I will send it right now.
All right. And they had another super chat from Count Valerian of House Tatters. Fun fact, kind of related, someone carved Asha on the sidewalk near my apartment. I'm sorry.
Love that.
Love that for you. Love that for you. And Asha, it's totally related. We have another super chat from Tony Saled. It's not just Euron, but has anyone else noticed the other houses view Ironborn houses as lesser in terms of not being trustworthy, therefore isolated?
Well, I will speak on that because I find the Ironborn sometimes amusingly, sometimes exasperatingly just backwater. So, I mean, like, they look down on people who can fucking read. So,
That's true. That's true.
I mean, like, you have lords in fucking castles that are like, fuck this dude, he reads. So, I mean, I wouldn't trust those bitches either, to be honest. They value stealing shit. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they are looked down upon. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, let me just throw this out here. I look down on them. I hate the Ironborn chapters. Not hate, but they're definitely my least favorite. Victarion chapters are
really? I can't wait until we talk about Victarion, because it's
Me
just going to
either.
be me
I love Victarion.
incoherently cackling into my mic the whole
No.
time, because I'm sorry, he is one of the most amusing point of view chapters
Right?
in the entire series, because he's so dumb.
He's just bumbling buffoon, and it's great entertainment. I love it.
I mean, I guess it's a good palate cleanser from like Brienne getting her face bitten off and all the shit that like goes on, but I'm not interested in the storyline. I'm not interested in that storyline. Like, I understand why he didn't make the show. Like, I get it.
Really?
Sorry.
Man.
Yeah,
okay, I guess
that's
kind of
harsh.
him as most of the characters I see, like, when I read about them, I don't see their show counterparts. And then there are certain characters that I have this like real world image in my head of them, and then there are characters that like I can't see them as real human beings. I see them as caricatures. And
he is
Victarion is one of those characters.
Victarion and Chet for me is the one that I cannot picture as a person. Like because they made the dude from Torchwood. I can't think of his real name right now, but the guy that plays Chet in the show, like he's like a good looking like modern dude, and they just like threw him in some tweed and said, okay, go for it. Like they made no attempt to make him look anything like his counterpart.
Do you remember, I believe it's the 5th Harry Potter movie, where they find the Room of Requirement and Filch keeps trying to, aha, gotcha. And I think it was like the Weasley brothers gave him these like pimples all over his face.
Yes.
And one just like exploded all over Umbridge. That's how I picture Chet.
Is that his name?
Filch?
No. AK in the chat said that his name is John Bradley.
John Bradley? Who plays Sam?
Yeah, I thought that was who played Sam. No, it's not John Bradley.
Bradley plays Sam.
He's Owen in the show Torchwood. I don't know if any of you have seen Torchwood. It's a Doctor Who spin-off show. I'll get his name right now. I'm so sorry.
So we have another super chat from our bestie who's not here with us today. We miss you so much.
Say bestie, I say twin/wife.
Okay, well, I say bestie.
I gross myself out when y'all know what I mean. Anyway.
Either way, our fourth quarter, like our other quarter, is not here today.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yes. And last week, Alicia, you weren't here.
I'm sorry that I can't remember what was going on, but I'm sorry it was going on.
That's fine. Ara, we were saying like I can't with her today. Guys, Alicia has been being fucking mean to me all week. Like, I can't even tell y'all. Like, I would tell y'all right now.
I jokingly told her I couldn't stand her, and she was just like clutching her pearls.
Like, oh my god, you don't like me? Anyway.
Our pregame show is incredibly dramatic, y'all. I apologize.
Yes. And drinks have been happening. So, Ara says,
yes, thank you, chat. Burn Gorman. I saw it. Thank you so much.
Oh, Burn Gorman.
Yeah. Oh, Carl fucking Tanner. Okay, yeah. Burn Gorman. Okay.
Yeah.
Ara says, miss you guys. Euron Valonqar. Thoughts?
I stand.
Chat, who do you think is the Valonqar?
Euron.
I think Jamie. Euron.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Mandy?
I mean, I feel like it's going to be, but I feel like I'm going to be let down. if it is, if and when it is.
Edric Storm is nasty.
He's a
Edric Storm
mess.
is hilarious.
Cut it out.
We'll talk about the finger in a moment, Edric.
Oh God.
Finger in the bum.
That was no. Let's talk about that.
I want Jaime to be the one, but I don't think he is. I want him so badly to be, but it's probably gonna be fucking Euron.
Yeah. We got Jamie.
See, you guys get me.
Jamie.
Moon Boy for all I know. Yes.
Euron, Tyrion, Jamie, Dany, Jon. It could be anyone. I really want it to be Jamie though, not Tyrion. Hopefully Jamie. Tywin.
It goes to Tywin.
All right.
We're gonna need more context for that submission.
For that Tywin, yeah. Give us that Tywin's he getting resurrected by like Melisandre and Kinvara on like some G shit. Carla Way, hey bae, in Australia. She says, I'd love for Jamie to be the one. So I was team Jamie for a long time, but I'm like, dang, does he like? Would that be redemption for him killing her? Like killing a woman, killing his sister, his lover?
It depends on her actions leading up to it, because I think she's gonna get really bad before the end, and it's gonna be like a Mad King situation where he's doing it to save people.
Yeah.
I mean, if not all of King's Landing like he did before. And I think that would be like a full circle kind of redemption where he's done the same thing, but now people understand why he's doing it, and it's not like he's looked down on it, but actually praised for it. I would just love that for him. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, and everyone's so mean to him. They're always like, every time they see him, they're like, oh, Kingslayer. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. He saved your life. God.
Yeah. They're so fucking ungrateful.
They are.
I mean, they're hungry, and he is kind of a rich prick when it comes down to it. So here's the thing about, and I think I've mentioned this multiple times.
No, but even like Ned Stark.
I say everyone though, like even when he's on the road.
Here's the thing about the Lannister brothers, at the very least, because Cersei's kind of, in this regard, she's kind of in a world all her own. If you remember in the show, that whole monologue that Peter Dinklage gives when Tyrion is on trial, when he says, I wish I was the monster you think I am. That's kind of how Tyrion has lived a lot of his life since the trial. Like, well, if you think I'm a monster, then a monster I will be. Jamie's been doing that for years. Like, okay, if you think I'm a monster, I'm going to play up to it. It's a defense mechanism. It is almost a trauma response.
Yeah.
So and you think him, that is like his whole thing until you actually get inside of his head and his POVs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like, you don't really get the sense that before Jaime killed the Mad King, you get a sense that he was just a carefree, reckless teenager with these big hopes and dreams. Like, you don't really, I don't personally get the impression that he was, I mean, he had to have some form of arrogance. Like, he's a rich boy, you know, but like, you don't get the sense that he was just this raging asshole. And after the whole bullshit with King's Landing and the sacking, I think that's where he kind of just took on, at least on the outside, the image that people expected of him, because it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he cares a lot what people think about him. All the Lannister siblings do.
They do.
Actually,
like
all the Lannisters do. Tywin cares quite a bit.
The most, most. That's where they get it from. Like, that ego, that just, I don't know, like, Jaime, when you get in Jaime's POVs in Storm of Swords, like, the Smiling Knight, when he's talking about the Smiling Knight and him wanting to be Arthur Dayne and wanting to be all these legendary characters, and then he's like, how the fuck did I end up being the Smiling Knight? Like, how did I end up being that person that Arthur Dayne slayed? And I was like, damn, it's like you could have all these good intentions and all that, like, you could want to do what's best for you, what's best, like you could for the people around you, for other people. But at the end of the day, like it's all about the choices that you make along the way. And Jaime made some pretty fucked up choices. He's manipulated by Cersei a hell of a lot. And then everybody gives him shit for pushing Bran out the window. Yes.
Y'all need to let that go.
Y'all gotta let that go.
Okay, here's my whole thing with that is, yeah, he tried to kill a child. That is horrible. We didn't know anything about this kid, and it really wouldn't have mattered because he was, what, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. It not really much of a defense for that. Now, looking at from Jaime's perspective of when this gets out, the woman that I love, my sister, is going to be killed. The children that I have sired on her are going to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
The South is going to be torn apart by war because Robert is going to completely destroy all of Casterly Rock, all of the West, in his, bruised ego rage. And so, like, are we trading the life of one child for all of these people and all of these happenings that would go on otherwise? Again, I am not saying he was right in doing it. I'm saying that was his perspective in that moment.
Yeah.
And so it like Alicia said, you just kind of got to let it go. He was doing it to save his whole family.
Yeah, the reason why he did it, like, I saw a tweet. It was from Madison, Maddie K. Ray. I don't know her name. She streams on Twitch. Tweets funny shit all the time. But she was like, if I knew that, like, she was like, I don't blame Jaime for pushing Bran out the window, because if I knew that Bran was going to become king, I would have pushed his ass out the window too. And I felt that so deep in my soul. Like, Bran didn't see what was going on. Like, he didn't know what was going on.
He thought they were naked wrestling.
Yeah. Like,
which is, I mean, never mind.
Accurate.
Like, if
who doesn't love a little naked wrestling?
they'd have put that together, though. They'd have put that together if he said it. But either way, like, Jaime pushes him, and it's like everybody hates him from then on. But you don't know, like, no one takes into consideration, like, why he did it. And, like, I feel like if the roles were reversed and, like, Robb Stark pushed Joffrey out of a window, no one would give a fuck.
Right?
Would you care?
I'm seeing some people saying, well, he shouldn't have been fucking his sister in the first place. Okay.
Well, yes.
We're not even getting into the incest side of it. The book is the whole series is full of familial action. And I don't think that we really have a leg to stand on when we are so invested in the Targaryens and we say, oh, okay, but he was gross because he, whatever. I'm not even getting into that. But I mean, I have children, and if I knew that sacrificing one person would save the lives of my children, sorry. Like, I agree with Jaime in this situation. I do. I think that what he had to do was fucked up. But you know what? Sometimes we don't have fair choices. Sometimes we have to make fucked up decisions. And that was what he was presented with.
So the reason we got on this topic was because we were talking about the Valonqar.
The Valonqar, yes.
And could Euron be the Valonqar, and who we think the Valonqar is. And I feel like killing Cersei could indeed be some kind of redemption for Jaime. Because, as you said, depends on how bad she is. But also, like, when you think about it, Jaime... George R.R. Martin loves to write the heart in conflict with itself.
Mm-hmm.
Jaime killing Cersei is some heart in conflict with itself type of shit, because even though he's done with Cersei, he still loves her. Like, he still loves her.
That's why he's hurt so much. Yeah.
Yeah. If he didn't he didn't love her, he'd be indifferent. Like, he wouldn't give a fuck.
Edric is talking about fingers in the bum again.
Okay, let's talk about fingers in the bum real quick, and then we'll get back to the Valonqar. So, fingers in the bum was so fucking stupid. Like, it was.
I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was meant to be funny, and it was to me. So
I thought it was lame. Like, I hated Euron on Game of Thrones. I will just say it. Like, I thought he looked like a Backstreet Boy. Like,
do you remember when Leslie Jones would cover I think it's Leslie Jones. I think that's her last name. SNL actress.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
really funny, but she covered Game of
Oh,
Thrones
yeah.
commentary,
from the
and
couch.
she would just like I loved when she would talk about Euron. She'd be like, "Fuck this motherfucker," like she calls it. You know, she'd be like, "Fuck this motherfucker." Like, I fucking hate him. He just took out a dragon. Fuck this mother. But I like that jacket. That jacket looks elegant.
It looked like some shit that Prince would fucking wear in Purple Rain. Like, it wasn't Euron. Like, Euron in the show and Euron in the books is completely fucking different. I feel like we all can agree on that.
Like, they couldn't have slapped an eye patch on him and give him some blue lipstick. Would it have been
And
that
just
hard?
like the villain, like this villain, the villain that Euron was kind of like, he made Ramsay look like the worst villain on the show was Ramsay, but like, to me the worst villain is Euron. Like, he gets a bitch pregnant, ties her to the bow of his ship, cuts her tongue out, puts his brother, like, he fucking raped his brother when they were kids. Like,
Both of his brothers.
Yeah.
Two
he's
of
trying
his
to
brothers,
bring
I should say.
he's trying to bring on, he killed some of his brothers, like the ones with grayscale or something.
Mhm.
Like, he's trying to bring on an apocalypse, and like they just have him as like Cersei's bitch.
Fuck boy.
Cersei's fuck
They
boy.
really
Like,
watered
Purple
him
boy.
down.
what the fuck?
No, I mean, one thing that, like, I would have been disappointed with show Euron, but one thing that really, really disappointed me was when they interviewed the actor who played Euron, Pilo Asterisk, or whatever his name is. Pilo.
Asterisk.
He had said, and I think he had read the books and not read the script by this point, because he hauled off and he said in an interview that Euron in the show was going to make Ramsay look like kid shit, you know. And I'm thinking book Euron compared to book Ramsay, I'm like, accurate. But then they turn around, they show him in the show, and I'm like, no, Ramsay, as far as show canon, reigns supreme and definitely the worst fucking human being on this show, with the exception of maybe, like, you know, the Mountain. So.
Definitely. Like, I was really upset because when they went back and like they had skipped Euron, basically. I thought they weren't even gonna do Euron. And then they went back and got him. I'm like, oh yeah, because he's super fucking important. And then he just came to be like Cersei's sidekick, like, for no reason. Like, I don't see what value he added other than kind of saying like funny shit, like a Bronn.
Right. They
He
tried to
was-
make him quippy and funny and like a lighthearted, jokey villain, and I didn't care for that either, because he's supposed to be fucking scary and mean and like horrible, and he's so watered down.
One thing that bothered me was, it didn't bother me that him and Jaime had that fight at the end.
I was
Like,
just
it was still
laughing.
kind of like I remember your tweets, your very angry tweets right after it aired. Like, okay,
Dracarys
whatever,
on
I
all these
guess.
motherfuckers.
But it's like, to me, I don't mind seeing a fight between them. I just didn't understand like where it had its place narratively, especially with limited time left to the series, which
Right.
they self-imposed on themselves. But it doesn't matter.
Right, and
It was
the two good hands line, like
I
Girl,
don't know. I didn't find the two good hands. But when they're fighting and they end up kind of double KOing each other, and Jaime goes staggering off, and Euron's sitting there against that rock, he's like, I killed Jaime Lannister. I'm just like, you didn't, though. Like, a ceiling killed Jaime Lannister.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson did.
A rock. One of the best storylines in all of these books killed by a rock.
When there was an
That
empty
pissed
space
me
5
off.
feet away from them on the other side of the arch.
Yes, Tyrion had to like pick 2 pebbles up, and there they were.
Yeah.
We have a
Anyways.
super chat
He
from
had to
Logan
pick two
Herbert.
pebbles.
I've always thought Euron and Dany parallel the Bloodstone Emperor and the Amethyst Empress. Do you think Euron could kill Dany?
He'll
He might
try.
want to. He might want to, like, as some kind of sacrifice or whatever. But no, he's not gonna be successful. He'll never be able to. I don't think he'll be able to get to her.
I think he'll try. I think he'll try because we talked about it. He's psycho. He got a girl pregnant and he's like, I don't know what his end game was, if it was a sacrifice. I mean, he worships himself. Well, it could have been like a blood ritual thing, but he doesn't exactly play for keeps. He's a psycho. He'll try to kill her.
Yeah.
Do you think him and John will have a weird fight with one another?
Him and John?
Yeah. Euron v. John.
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't it?
I'd like to see Sam 1v1 Euron with like Heartsbane.
Do you think Euron would like try to stick his finger up John's bum? Gotcha.
Guys, you're better than Dan and Dave. You're better than Dan and Dave. Like, this is the bad pussy thing. Like, this is the bad pussy thing all over again.
It is. That finger in the bum line, it was the male equivalent to bad pussy.
Yeah. Somebody said, oh boy, here we go.
Okay, so speaking of Sam, we know that Euron is going towards Old Town right now, and we know that Sam is there, and Sam is our only other POV, our only POV character in the region. So when Euron and his fleet finally do land in Old Town, do you think Sam is going to be our POV when he does? Do you think Sam's going to be around, or do you think it'll be like an aftermath kind of thing?
I want to see the point of view of Sam just running through the streets of Old Town while it's getting plundered and burned. Just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Like Arya at the end of season 8 just running through the town?
More like a fiery / watery version of his first chapter in Storm of Swords.
Oh.
Where it's just like, yeah. Like, yeah, Arya's little... We're not going to talk about the show. No, we're not going to rant about the show. We can talk about the show if it's relevant, but I'm just going to say this one thing that's ranting, and then I'm going to be done. But that whole sequence where Arya was on the ground in King's Landing, I get it was like someone's point of view to show us the destruction that Dany was causing, but it's a fucking show. You could have done that without Arya.
Without a POV, yeah.
You know,
so
rant done.
When we left off in the books with Euron, so we have the sample chapter, The Foresaken. Yes. One of the best chapters I've read when it comes to the horror elements of A Song of Ice and Fire.
It's pretty gnarly.
Pretty fucking badass. And I kind of think when you look at how dark that chapter is, I kind of think that's where the book's going. Like, it's gonna get dark in Westeros. Like, none of this happy shit is gonna be going down. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be a lot of horror. At the end of the day, like, George R.R. Martin writes horror really well. Yeah. So I could totally see it being like a fucking fantasy horror novel, The Winds of Winter.
One thing I see discussed quite frequently and extensively throughout a lot of content creators, or even tweeted quite a bit, posted, we saw a glimpse of cannibalism in Dance of Dragons. It was horrifying. I think that things like cannibalism is going to be, like, we're going to get numb to it after a while. Yeah. You know how take something like The Walking Dead. When that show first starts out, you're kind of going on this journey with the main characters. Like, I remember, I think it was like the second or third episode when they realize that they have to like put zombie guts all over themselves to kind of like move with the herd so they don't get smelled out. Like Rick Grimes, he can't bring himself to like bust up that zombie because he's like, these were people. They had jobs. Look at his driver's license ID, guys. You know, and then by like 3 seasons in, they're so desensitized, they're like straight up using walkers as human shields, and like they give zero fucks. You know, like I think it's gonna be this steady creep of like, oh my god, that's horrifying. Oh my god, that's horrifying. And then when things like cannibalism become very, very common in the books, we're gonna be so like desensitized to it. But I think George will do it in a way that like still phases us. It's just not going to be the most horrifying factor.
It might be who's being cannibalized. That's the horrifying thing.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah.
It has to be all red shirts.
Is she frozen for you?
I'm sorry.
It's got to be all red shirts. Did I freeze?
You did for me.
Okay.
No, not for me.
Okay.
So we have a super chat from Josh, triple OG Josh in the Discord. What's up, Josh? What's the deal with Euron bringing apocalypse and becoming a god? Is he just delusional from too much warlock wine? Will he succeed? I do not think he will succeed. I think he might succeed in summoning some shit, like a kraken or something. I think we'll see a kraken.
So we already have word of krakens in the Narrow Sea, and I think it would be a lot of fun if we did get to like actually encounter one. I don't know whose POV we would be. I mean, the only POV we have coming across the water anytime soon is Dany, because we have people there, like the Uring Waters is in the Stepstones, and that's kind of where all this is happening. As to him bringing about the apocalypse, so there's this theory that it says if you stand at the very, very top of the high tower, you can see the wall. And Euron's got that lung destroyer horn that they blew at the King's Moot, and dude like combusted. And they think, I guess, that if he blows this horn from the top of the high tower, that it will make the wall fall. That is the magic that will undo the magic in the wall. And that he's going to be the one to bring down the wall.
He's such a cuck.
Yeah. So,
but it's all to do with that oily black stone that is in Old Town and other places. So
yeah, I agree with that. Emmett from oh my god, save me! Not a cast. Poor Quentin from Not a Cast. He has a theory like on the Eldritch apocalypse, and I think it's really good. I don't know if he's saying he's not saying exactly what Mandy's saying. He's saying some crazy shit that I think is legit, and everyone should go read it on his WordPress. Did they do an episode on that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I think it's just
but when Euron when Arian Dampere has that dream, like he sees Euron having like all these gods impaled on, I don't know if it's the Iron Throne, I don't know what they're impaled on, but there's these gods impaled on things, and it's kind of like, well, what is he doing that for? Is it for Dragonbinder, like to bind dragons to him? Is it the Horn of Winter? Like, what is he doing that for?
So the parallel that I saw drawn to that, I don't remember who it was that did it initially, but they had drawn a parallel between him impaling people on whatever and the people that were impaled in Bran's Bloodraven dreams. And that Bloodraven was looking for the next three-eyed crow, and that Euron is looking for the one who will not combust when they blow the horn.
Is that Bran?
I don't know. But they're saying that's why the guy at the King's Moot died, because he wasn't he wasn't worthy of Mjolnir or whatever. But like he wasn't he was not the one, and so he's still looking for the one that can blow the horn.
Let me find out the Valyrians have Teflon lungs. Go ahead, Alicia.
So the Disputed Lands, Amanda says that Joe
Hey,
Magician had
boo.
boo boo. Joe Magician had Emmett on to discuss the Eldritch Apocalypse.
All right, so Joe Magician, check out his channel, and you can hear all about the Eldritch Apocalypse. I'll try to link it post. So if you're watching this on playback, it will be linked in the description box because I think it's a really good theory.
Mhm.
Super smart. Poor Quentin and them, super smart.
You know, I actually some months back, I was actually on an episode of Not a Cast discussing a Theon chapter. And I really, really, really enjoy hearing poor Quentin discuss the horror elements of George's writing, you know, and I can't wait until they do get around to Euron. I mean, not point of view Euron, but I mean the chapters that Euron is in.
Yeah.
I think they're both really, really gonna blow it out of the water. Haha, pirates, get it? But
Ooh.
I can't. Pirates, get it?
Get off the stage.
Joke's on you. I like tomatoes.
And hey,
So-
Mandy, hey, Mandy, hey, Amanda. Just wanted to throw that out there. Oh, go ahead.
You said hey.
Did I?
You said hey, boo. But I mean, it doesn't hurt saying hey twice.
I've been drinking, girl. Okay, so we have another super chat from Little Brownie D. Thank you for the super chat. How far is Euron's story going to go? Will he die sooner than later with all the conflicts? I can't imagine him surviving too long. I don't think he makes it out of Winds of Winter.
I think I don't know if I'm going off of logic or just gut instinct, but I think it would be silly to only have him around for one book longer, unless Winds of Winter was a really long book. Because I kind of debate in my head, is Winds of Winter taking so long because the book itself is really long, or is it taking long because he needs to make spring, like Dream of Spring, make sense?
And I feel like he has to get rid of some characters before, like, when he goes to Dream, a lot of these characters have to be gone. Because how are you going to wrap it up?
Right. He has a lot to wrap up. He's got a lot of storylines going, and everyone has to be converging at one place eventually for the big final battles. And I don't think Euron is going to make it to that big convergence, but I think he will be around up until then.
I want Asha to kill him.
I want his death to be stupid.
I want Asha to, like, torture the fuck out of him. I want Asha
would be great, though.
I want Asha to reek him, like how Theon was
Cut off his pee.
All of it. I hate him. He's so awful. He's terrible. Like, the stuff that he's done, I just can't. Like, I feel like he makes Joffrey look like child's play.
Well, yeah.
What do you think? And this is slight spoilers for the Foresaken chapter if anyone hasn't read it yet. I'm not going to go too far into it, but he has a collection of holy men, I guess you would just call them, different religious figures that he has for a specific purpose. What do you think it is?
Sacrifice, blood sacrifice.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I zoned out. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so all of the holy people, the religious figures that
Yes.
Euron has begun collecting that are
Yes.
trapped with the damp hair,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think his plan for them is? Or what their purpose will be?
Blood sacrifice to the sea or some crap like that. His plan is whatever it is those billionaires did to the ocean to light it on fire a few weeks ago. That's what he plans on doing.
I know. I was
In
like,
the
Euron
sea.
is summoning shit. He's summoning shit. No, I I think that I don't think he's dumb. So I feel like whatever plan he has, I don't. I think he's very smart.
I think he's average in intelligence. But think about it. Think about it. The only point of
because he's tricking stupid people because they're
yes,
stupid.
yes. The only point of views we see talk about Euron, it's like, oh my god, he outsmarted me, are fucking idiots. So we don't know. We don't know if Euron is actually smart as much as he's just a bigger fish than a bunch of like tiny little minnows.
Right.
You know?
Like how far is Victarion's word of someone's intelligence going to go realistically?
Right. And when you think about it too, when an actual intelligent person challenges him, aka the reader, you know, when he was like basically like, I think you're making this shit up. What was Euron's response? Like, he didn't say anything. He just ran out of the room and went and had sex with what's her name? So,
I mean, so this is why I think he's smart. I am of the people that believe that he did actually go to Valyria.
I was just going to ask that. Do you think he actually went to Valyria?
Yes, I do actually think that
but why did he tuck tail and run when challenged about it?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
He has a suit of Valyrian steel armor. So where would he get that other than Valyria? He's fucking insane.
He could have. I mean, honestly, I'm not ruling it out, but he has kind of been all over the place. That I believe.
Oh,
Jamie stolen
Lannister.
A lot of shit from a lot of people. So I mean, he could have.
I wouldn't think that it would be too weird to assume that he got the armor and the possible dragon egg that he traded to the Faceless Men in Valyria. I think that it really fucked with him because there's that whole like cutting everyone's tongues out because he freaked out during a storm situation that happened and he wanted everyone to just shut up, and so he cut their tongues out. Like that's some madness that doesn't just happen because you've been on the ocean too long. Like he saw something that really fucked him up.
Okay, Edric Storm's comments are just giving me life tonight.
I can't with him.
I can't.
He does it on purpose.
I know, that's why it's giving me life right now. What was the last one? It was tough questions make Euron horny, except he spelled horny with an I instead of a Y, and it just tickled me.
He does the most. Cut it out. Cut it out. He said on Twitter, he was like, I like my coffee like I like my women. Big titties.
That's great.
Anyway, you're always doing some shit, Edric. Cut it out. Anyway, so we have another super chat from
He's a horny boy. I'm not gonna look at his comments anymore. I can't do it.
We have another super chat from Reflective Rambling. Thank you for the super chat. Josh Gripe asks, could Euron be trying to convert some of the priests to worship him? He tells Aaron he would make him his priest, so could he have told the other priests that? He could have.
What do you think initiation would be?
Aren't they missing like limbs? Oh, my little wolf Liana said her super chat got skipped.
Uh-oh. We'll have to go back.
Yep. Going up. Don't worry, I'll get it. If you could copy your question. Oh, wait, I see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Little Wolf Liana, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think Euron needs the king's blood of his child inside Thalia and damp hair for? Maybe the horn so it will work. Something else?
Maybe what did he need the child's blood for?
So
the
she's
king's
saying
blood of his child inside Thalia.
Yeah, so the baby inside of Thalia has king's blood. But why wouldn't he just sacrifice one of his bastards on the ship, because he has like a ton of bastard sons, doesn't he? If that were the case.
that Thalia called, was she called them mongrels?
Mongrels.
She's not a good person.
Like, she sucks.
She sucks. Like, I mean, it's fucked up because she went through a lot. Okay, no, hold on. She went through a lot because she was treated like shit by her family, and I get that. And I understand what she went through and how they made her feel. So that's why she had like no sympathy for them being, you know, I know, Tony, I saw yours. I'm gonna get to it, honey. Like she's like, yeah, they're being raped right now. Like, okay, fuck you maybe, but like I understand where her pain and her anger are coming from, because she was treated like shit her entire life. She was abused her entire life. So she has that response that, like, it's self-preservation at this point. She doesn't really have like much of her own legs to stand on. So she has to like guard herself in that way. And I don't know. Alicia, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, it's like she's still, like, I feel like a little, like, triggered a little bit by, like, sacrificing a pregnant woman, you know,
right.
Especially if she's, like, pregnant enough to be showing, not that it matters either way, you know, but I mean, like, to me, it's just kind of like, and not to get political, but I am pro-choice, but, you know, I'm kind of, like, in the same way it pissed me off that in the show they killed off Cersei moments before she broke down in tears, crying about how she didn't want to die and she didn't want the child inside of her to die, and then they killed her. Like, that shit pissed me off so bad. And it's Cersei we're talking about, you know? So some people are like, well, I don't feel bad for Cersei. And it's like, okay, but as a mother, losing a child is not something I would really, really wish on anybody. It doesn't matter if you die with that child too. It's just, to me, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. And I know it's all make-believe, but Thalia, facts, horrible person. Thalia, trauma response, facts. However, she's pregnant, and I just can't really find myself to be like, haha, you dumb bitch, when her child's about to die along with her. So
yeah,
and I agree with that.
I do think that Euron's probably heard something about King's blood, because he is one of the more magical characters, and we know that blood, I don't know if it's necessarily King's blood, is of the recipe for magical shit. Also, do you have Tony?
I have it right here. Tony Sled, thank you for the $5 super chat. Euron operates on the humble. I see him meeting Dany as a servant first. Dany is an institution now. She is anti-slavery. No shot overpowering that.
Yeah, I don't think Dany is gonna fuck with him. Like, the culture between the Ironborn and what Dany's doing, they don't go together at all. Like, don't the Ironborn have like slaves or thralls and
Thralls,
like, thralls? So yeah, I could never see her working with them.
Yeah, I think that they're pitted as opposites on purpose, like fire and water. Like, she's the fire with the dragons and he's the water with the krakens. Like, they are from inception pitted as these opposite kind of entities in the book. And they, unless he's playing a really long game and is pretending to be completely different and opposite than what he is, I don't see her fucking with him in any context.
Yeah, me either. And I just want to apologize for the people. Like, I'm sorry I missed your super chats. For some reason, they're not popping up in the streaming software that I'm using. I did not see them at all. And if I miss any, just let me know and we'll go back and grab
them. I'll keep an eye out for them too, because they're right here for me.
Okay, thanks.
See, this wouldn't happen if we had Ara with us.
No, because Ara be like super chat on point.
And we're moving on.
And we're moving on. No, I'm sorry, we're moving on.
Yeah.
So Count Valerian of House Tanner says slaves bad, thralls good. Victorian. Yeah, so that is some shit Victorian would say. Yes.
Well, technically, no, I'm just kidding. It's both bad, but there are technicalities between the two. But it's bad. It's bad, but there are technicalities. But it's bad. Technicalities.
Beth of House Blackwood said, "Is slavery good or bad? D&D? Can you just clarify for me?" I mean, guys,
they framed it in such a way that it's even something that needs to be asked.
It's sad that it had to happen like that. Like, let's move past it. Let's move past. I can't even say let's move past it because I can't fucking move past it. Every time I think about it, I get sad. Like every time I think about the ending, how it ended, what happened to Dany, very specifically what happened to Dany, I get like super upset. And I don't even like talking about it anymore. It pisses me off. I wondered if Dany.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Well, I wish they would no, we will eventually drop a Dany episode.
We're gonna drop it like lemonade.
And we can like lemonade. We will eventually talk about, I mean, we're moving on. I'm gonna channel Ara and be like, yeah, we're moving on. Anyway.
Yeah. We're moving on. So
thing she does thumbs up.
I think I actually have some questions from the Discord.
Awesome. So while she gets the questions together from the Discord, I want to shout out to the chat moderators, Lord Corliss, Whitefire, and I want to get it right because his name, I just seen it, Greyways Tim. I was supposed to say Grey Wolf Tim. I knew that wasn't right. And Greyways Tim, thank you for moderating the chat. Also, so we're winding down. So any questions you have, just send them in the chat, and I'll get them.
So these were multi-part questions, and I feel like we already kind of touched on the first one, or at least I did, because I don't know when to shut up. But do you think Euron destroys the wall via the Horn of Winter, or via ice using Viserion?
Hell no on the Viserion thing. So if the wall is going to be destroyed, I feel like it's going to be with the horn. But I'm not sold on the wall being destroyed.
I think someone's going to do it on accident.
It'd be Victorian.
Yeah. Dumb bitch.
He was the worthy one all alone. You have to have an empty mind in order to not burn your lungs. The second part, what is the relation between the three-eyed crow and Euron Crowseye?
Okay, so we talked about this on the stream we did with Teflon TV, and so the theory is, correct me if I'm wrong, the theory is that Bloodraven, before he sought out Bran, when Euron was a kid, Bloodraven tried to seek out Euron, and Euron was like one of Bloodraven's students that like went bad. Like Bloodraven was like, no, not you. Next. And which is a good thing, because could you imagine Euron with those kind of powers?
I kind of want to know what Euron was like as a kid when Bloodraven is side-eyeing the shit out of him.
Like, he was raping and killing his siblings, so he was kind of fucked up.
Well, and even more so afterwards, because now he's had all of these visions of being like the chosen one, and now he thinks that he's some sort of god, and that has completely fucked with the rest of his life. Bloodraven totally fucked his whole life up. Just made a problem even worse. Like, he was already a problem.
I will make an argument that Bloodraven fucked everybody else's lives up that were around Euron, because if Euron wasn't already super fucked up on his own, Bloodraven wouldn't have passed him over.
Right.
Because Bloodraven is a morally ambiguous person himself. So it would take a lot for him to be like, abort mission.
AK, never. You would never get demoted. I did not see, like, I can't see the chat. I'm using the software, so I can only see the software, and the chat looks mad sketch. So I didn't even know you were here. So shout out to AK for holding down the
Well,
chat.
I think I interrupted you too. I'm sorry. I think
fine.
that was my fault.
I was trying to read the chat, but like it only lets me scroll up so far.
Okay. So yeah, I agree with you, Alicia. I think that he was already super fucked up, and that was why he was like, "Not this one." But in doing so, in the, not to talk about fingers and whatnot, but in the probing of Euron, I think that he acquired that extra god complex that he already kind of had by seeing whatever it was that Bloodraven allowed him to see if he was his chosen one. Like he got a little taste of it and he thought, yeah, I'm special. And then he went on into the world with this knowledge, thinking that he was special in some way because of what Bloodraven had did. So all it did was exacerbate an already awful person, in my opinion. He was already terrible. Like MJ said, he was already like raping his brothers and killing other brothers, and he was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last
No,
question.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
No, go
I'm here. Sorry. So we had another super chat.
Oh,
from Josh. I don't want to miss it. So whenever
No,
super
you're
chats
fine.
come out, I'm just gonna pull them. Even if we're like talking about something, I'm just gonna pull them because I don't want to miss them. So Josh says, another great stream. Thank you for the great content. Always a highlight of my week. One love to the Discord. Peace, love, positive vibes, everyone. Thank you so much, Josh. Thanks for hanging out with us every Friday at 10 p.m. Go ahead, Mandy.
All right. Last question. Will Sam kill Euron by an arrow in his eye, specifically at a battle above the God's Eye?
Do you remember the Swan Princess?
Mm-hmm.
Like the animated one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how Derek kills... God, I can't remember his name. The bad guy when he's in like furry dragon mode.
I never saw that.
Ooh, okay. Do I have, before I make this parallel, because I don't want people to be like, what? Okay, people in the chat, have you seen the Fox Studios Far Longer Than Forever Swan Princess animated movie from like the 90s? Yes or no?
So they're saying, yes, I love that movie. Oh my God, Swan Princess. Yes, was talking her
You're
movie
like,
today.
yes, I've
Long
seen that movie.
time.
Oh my God, Swan Princess.
No, I'm just reading the chat.
You're so unenthusiastic, like a dry hand job.
I'm sorry, guys. I've been working all day.
Okay. So at the very end, okay.
I swear to God, this motherfucker.
Why are you so sensitive? Am I really more mean this week?
Yes. Are you on your period?
I just got off of it, but thank you for asking me on a live stream.
Well, I was joking.
Like,
I didn't
oh my God,
you.
we should collab. Oh my God.
I didn't expect you
you're
to
black.
answer
Do you
it.
want to watch Black Cinderella with me?
I didn't expect you
not to throw shade at anybody who said such a thing to me.
I didn't expect you to answer it. What did you just say? Did she just say that?
She did.
Alicia.
She went for the neck with teeth.
You know what? I'm not sorry because that was an appalling fucking moment.
That was appalling. I was there.
You know, I'm sorry. If shots are fired, then don't give a fuck. Anyway, so in the Swan Princess, at the very end, Derek, the prince, who's trying, you know what? I can't fuck with you right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to wait. You know what? I'm going to tell you what I tell my students. I'm going to wait. You guys are bitches. Anyway, in the Swan Princess. See, I feel awkward because I'm just talking to myself. I feel like I know you guys are there, but okay. So in the Swan Princess, at the end, Derek, her true love, he kills the bad guy who's transformed himself into this winged beast by firing off an arrow just right into his heart. However, what happens is he's got this clumsy best friend that like he fires off the arrow and then Derek catches it. It's so stupid. He fires off the arrow and then Derek catches it and then he turns around and he fires off the arrow into the bad guy. Anyway, I can see Sam as like a clumsy best friend that's just sitting there like giving the assist to the final kill, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's Sam. Sam the Slayer. Sam the Slayer. Are you two quite done?
Alicia, I fucking love you.
Are
Like
you
I like guys, this is my best friend. Like in real life. Love. Like all of us love each other. Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Everybody, it's like the chat is going off. They're like, what in the entire fact? Alicia just went teacher mode.
No, because y'all wouldn't know. I caught myself like, I realized because it's just an automatic thing when I'm trying to talk and people are talking, I'm like, I'll wait.
We were laughing because you reminded us of a very funny time.
When? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're at the part where we're going to end the stream.
Yes, it's been an hour.
Oh, wait. Did I miss a super chat?
No. We got Josh's. He was the last
Okay.
one.
Consensus. Can
No,
we do a consensus since we have them live here? Do y'all prefer when these streams are just an hour, or do you like it when we go a little bit over? Because I know a couple weeks ago I requested capping it off at just an hour because sometimes I can't hang. But I'm just feeling really alive tonight. I don't know.
We did miss one. You're right. It's from Didelphi Morphia. I love you guys. This is priceless. Thank you so much for the $5.
We love you guys.
Yes.
So I have been trying to keep them at an hour, and I don't mind if they go over an hour, but I've been trying to keep them at an hour just because
people
it's a
are
live
saying
stream.
over, longer, over, harder. Yeah,
Faster.
daddy.
You guys are fucking disgusting. Stop it. Oh my god. No, I'm not reading that chat. I'm not reading it. So who do you guys want us to cover next week? So
Ariane.
I don't want to make you guys stay, but there is never enough Direwolf City.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Please go back to longer ones, not 2 hours though. Please go back to longer ones.
Okay, so like 90 minutes.
Hour and a half. We'll split the difference.
Yeah. So next week will be our 90-minute episode. So who do you want us to cover?
We're gonna need it because we're doing Ariane.
Are we doing Ariane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't they supposed to decide like who we do?
Well, I've decided because you know what? This is bullshit. I've been pushing for Ariane for like a month now.
Ariane has literally lost by like 3 or 4 votes every single week. They want her also, and she's the only one left from the original plot of choices that we had like 3 weeks ago.
Always great discussions. Thanks for the stream, ladies. And also follow Alicia on Twitter. She's been in my soul this past week with the Prince of Egypt soundtrack. Thoughts? Is this because I was shaking my ass while the choir was singing about the 10 plagues?
Yes.
Full twerk.
Yes, it
Full
was.
twerk.
Just nothing like twerking your ass to the words, thus saith the Lord. By the way, I went to a Bible college, you guys.
Can you tell? Can you tell?
I was very popular there.
So, Jason Bedran said Ariane literally has 2 character chapters. Characters? What? Yeah, so like let's just do Ariane. If you guys don't want Ariane. Yeah,
oh my
Cersei.
god, I've never cosplayed, but should I cosplay Ariane?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the book
During the
description,
stream.
I'll cosplay Oberyn.
Okay, so Mandy, who are you going to cosplay as?
I don't know.
You should cosplay as
Young Griff. I'll dye my hair blue.
Woo! Mandy.
Oh, that's right. I was going to ask everyone to go over to my Twitter at Nim's Shadow. I have a pinned tweet asking you guys to vote on what hair color you want me to do next because I need to dye this shit. It looks horrible. Help. Thank you.
Yeah, go vote on her
Carl
hair.
Karsnark, I am not a preacher's kid. I just went to a Bible college.
Lord Corliss Whitefire said church girls low key go hard. Fuck you mean. Okay.
It's the repression.
Don't fuck with her. Like she's our fucking lion. Well, no, Mandy's the lion. I don't know. She's like the dragon of our friend group. So reflective rambling.
But I want to be a lion too. Can we both be
You can be a lion with me, baby.
There can be more than one lion in this
You
world.
can be a lion with me.
Back when I used to get on Pottermore before J.K. Rowling revealed herself to be who she is, when I took that Patronus test, I got a lioness.
Yeah.
All right.
I am a Ravenclaw
She's
lioness.
the fucking lion. She's our lion. And Mandy's another one. Y'all, Mandy.
2 lions. And Ara's probably a lion too. You can be a lion. Meow.
All right, guys, enough of this shit. Enough of this shit. So, Ariane, darn it, that's what they want. Reflective ramblings. Reflective ramblings wants Ariane, and since she wants Ariane and she's here every Friday, she gonna get Ariane. So Ariane next week. Thank Reflective Ramblings.
Yes.
Betha of House Blackwood said Grey's a dragon for sure. For sure. Dracarys.
Okay, 3 lions and a dragon walk into a bar.
Guys,
that was a dad joke. I hate myself.
We will see you next Friday. We'll see you next Friday. We've been working on Preposterous. Alicia, you want to say anything about Preposterous?
We've been working on Preposterous.
That's what MJ just said.
All right, guys. Love you. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Oh, where'd she go? Okay. We have to keep going because she's the one that has to stop it, right? I can't hear you. Wow. Until she comes back.
Has to come in